और एक चीज़ I want to discuss. These two words, I guess, which every new mom really hates.
I know what you're going to say.
Is
bounce back, snap back, are we a ball, are we a rubber band? And what is this hurry of erasing every mark of motherhood?
What would you tell moms out there who are frustrated with their postpartum body?
Actually, I'm on stage, I start my song and I pee my pants.
So if a new mom has only 15 minutes in a day, how should her fitness plan look like?
I would ask her to start off with
Welcome to the show, Sucheta.
I'm so excited for this.
I am super excited क्योंकि आज जो टॉपिक के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं, I feel it's one of the most important topic and also a topic which is really close to my heart, which is maternal fitness.
Mine too. I live and breathe it. I'm very excited that you have me here, and I hope I can add some nuggets of information for everyone.
Before we start talking about maternal fitness, I want to talk about your journey. You started off as an IT professional.
Yes.
How did you end up leading a global fitness brand, Zumba Fitness for India?
I think it would be like a happy accident. In fact, Zumba itself, we call it as a happy accident. But, I'm born and brought up from a very small town called Ranchi. Dhoni was my 1 year senior in school. Okay. His bad luck, he didn't date me. But, the only dream that we have is to become an engineer and a doctor from small town. So that's what I did. I really enjoyed working in the corporate life, but there is always this annoying feeling होती है ना कि भाई कुछ और करना है तेरे को life में, and it never stopped, that feeling in your heart and mind. And at the same time, my 9 to 9 job was giving me a lot of both mental and physical issues. So I had gut health going havoc. I had anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed with it. I was under therapy. It was the darkest moment of my life. And in that darkest moment, the only thing that gave me some amount of joy, thoda sa happiness, was dance. Because wo hamesha se ek passion tha mera. So as I was working, I was also simultaneously going for, Shamak Davers and Ashe Lobos and jazz and ballet. And then finally, I decided that after 2 years, of contemplation, okay, let's take this U-turn. I still feel that I have uraud all my parents' paisa because they put all their life savings in making me an engineer. And I quit my job and I started to take professional dance training in Mumbai under Ashe Lobo Dance Works. And I was struggling. It wasn't an easy, path. I was struggling with 15-year-olds who was acing that whole field. But I was at it. And then, of course, I got married to my then boyfriend, now husband. He got placed in the US and I moved to the US. And every studio, nook and corner had Zumba because it was just starting off. It's a brand that, originated in Latin America, but it just came into the US at that time. And I was like, okay, finally I have something which I can dance again. And I entered the studio and I was hooked. So there I got all my certifications. You have to be certified, licensed. I taught there as an instructor for 2.5 years. Then the CEO of Zumba is based in Miami and he wanted someone to lead the brand in India. Come back, train the trainers, create a community. When I came back to India, I had no idea what to do. But at the same time, I knew this was a lifetime opportunity. From someone who struggled with anxiety, now had to go and take workshops for hundreds of people and at one point thousands of people. And I really feel there was some kind of divine intervention, this feminine power that came into me and said that this is it. You have this golden opportunity and make the most of it. And I have to thank, today I have around 15,000 Zumba babies. I've trained across the world, I have to say. And thanks to them, we've really made Zumba into a household name. And it's been a very beautiful journey.
Absolutely. So life had its own plan for you.
Yes, always. Always.
So I have never done Zumba. मैं बहुत like weightlifting sort of person हूँ.
Right.
I don't know how does it work. आप बताओ that what does Zumba help to achieve health-wise? Does it help to lose weight? Does it help to tone your body?
I always say this, that the best effect of Zumba is mental health, and all the side effects are whatever you want. Okay, fat loss, you want to have a little bit of cardio endurance. But if I have to define Zumba, it is an international dance fitness format which is inspired by the culture of dance and music from across the world. So we have merengue, reggaeton, our own Bollywood in 1 hour, and you literally travel the world with music. And of course, the fitness moves are hidden in it. That's the best part. You're smiling as you're sweating. And the best benefits is, of course, it's a great way to improve your heart health. It's a great cardio for your body. And as I said, the side effect is the kind of endorphins it releases. You're on a happy high.
So we were talking about Zumba, but then you made another shift. You were the first ambassador and education specialist for Zumba fitness in India. And you were at the peak of your global fitness career when you made the shift to maternal fitness. वो कैसे हुआ? Did you go through something personally during your pregnancy or postpartum that made you make that switch again?
It was deeply personal. First, I delayed my pregnancy because in my head, I had seen so many women struggle with their bodies post-pregnancy. I never saw, well, except for celebrities, in my own circle of friends, I saw my women struggle post-baby. And somewhere subconsciously, I didn't want to go there, But there was a calling that, okay, you know what, you're 35 plus, I think we need a baby. So we did that at 37. Thankfully, it was a healthy pregnancy. So I decided, let's break the myths around fitness and pregnancy, because in India, most of us ये सोचते हैं कि it's a disease. बस घर पे बैठे रहो, कोई exercise मत करो, rest करो, थोड़ा सा हल्का walking कर लो. So I said, no. If my gynecologist gives me a green signal, I will make a tour across India. I call it the Pregnant and Perfect Tour. And across 7 cities, I showed my second trimester belly, of course, doing my Zumba live. And I really thought in my mind that I would bounce back, Zahra. Like, after pregnancy, I'll pop it and I'll bounce back, okay? And I did go on stage again 2 months after I gave birth. Literally, I'm on stage. I start my song. And I pee my pants. I had urinary incontinence and I did not realize that I could have it. And can you even imagine someone who's, in my mind, I'm this, high-flying, sexy instructor on stage, and suddenly after 2 months postpartum, I'm on stage and why am I leaking? Thankfully, no one could see it. I finished my song and I came back and I realized I have questions. I am leaking, I have aches and pains, but I don't have answers. There is so much misinformation. And I am from the fitness world. If I don't have answers, just women like you, my sister, anyone who's a mother, they must be lost. So I literally, dug deep into pre-postnatal fitness. Pandemic had just hit. I was a new mother, so I had the time. I went and studied with the best coaches internationally. I studied about core, pelvic floor rehabilitation. I understood how to heal the body the right way before you begin any kind of a fitness regime. It's very different from regular fitness. There's a difference between postpartum fitness and regular fitness. And that's how I went into maternal fitness, because now I realize not only was it personal, now it had become a purpose, not to just find answers for myself, but to find answers for everyone who was entering motherhood. It became a calling.
आपने एक बहुत interesting चीज़ बोली that postpartum fitness and regular fitness बहुत अलग चीज़ है. Postpartum fitness is a very loosely used term, if I may say so, because the correct term to use is safe postpartum fitness. So tell us, what does a safe postpartum fitness plan looks like in those earlier weeks or months?
Postpartum fitness, you can't even compare with regular fitness. I'll explain. Suppose you're a beginner and you start off with regular fitness. You're starting from 0. Postpartum fitness, you start from -10.
Yes.
Your hormones have gone haywire. You are exhausted. Your nutrient have depleted. You have no sleep. You are starting from there. You're not starting from 0. You're starting from -10. and your reasons for fitness have changed. See, when you're starting as a beginner, regular person, your reasons may be increasing endurance, strength, muscle gain, fat loss. But when you are a new mom and you started off with postpartum fitness, your reasons are very different. Your reason first should be your core and pelvic floor was literally stretched inside out, separated literally. So to heal that. Second, work in motherhood pain-free. To pick up your baby should not cause you aches and pains. Ultimately, feel connected back to your body. That becomes your goal.
और एक चीज़ I want to discuss. These two words, I guess, which every new mom really hates.
I know what you're going to say.
is bounce back. I used to dread those two words. Can we just talk about this pressure of bouncing back?
Bounce back, snap back. Are we a ball? Are we a rubber band? And what is this hurry of erasing every mark of motherhood? You know that we've gone through this entire process of motherhood. उसके कुछ निशान रहने दो ना. It's nice, right? दाग अच्छे हैं. Motherhood के दाग अच्छे हैं. But we don't need a bounce back boot camp. We don't need society to tell us to fit into the mainstream fitness, protocols. We need a healing plan. Please understand that our bodies have gone through a whole body marathon for 9 months every day. Our abdominal muscles have been separated. 100% of us go through it. Some of us heal faster, some of us take time. When we give birth, our abdominal functions have lost 50 to 60% of their tensile strength to generate power, right? So you're sitting upright because your abdominal muscles are strong and is keeping you upright. Now for a new mom, that strength has been lost by 50%. This is your pelvic floor, which protects your uterus, bladder, ovaries. It has been stretched 2.5 times, literally. You have relaxin in your body flowing, so which literally makes your joints so wobbly. At that time, if I am going to push my woman into going and doing jumping jacks and burpees and extreme HI to start losing weight, do you think it's going to do any good for that woman? So it's high time, and I'm so glad you picked up this question because it's going to be our responsibility, yours and mine, to change that perspective that the first step is use fitness to heal your body. And then, of course, why not have your aesthetic goals? We are not judging, but first heal your body from the inside out.
But generally, because I've been a new mom very recently, it's very, very difficult to accept your postpartum body.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm using a harsh word, but you start hating your body.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. What would you tell moms out there who are frustrated with their postpartum body?
I remember, Zahra, I went to buy fitness wear after my baby, and I went to the top brands. Okay, all the top, shops. I won't name names. None of them were fitting me because they were not made for me. And it made me question my body. And I am from the fitness industry. I shouldn't be doing that. But it was not my fault. They should be making clothes for us and not make us feel that we need to fit into those clothes which were made for regular bodies. Because we've gone through a god-like or, a superpower-like event. We've literally created a universe, then popped it out, and now we are nurturing that life and universe. So for any mom who's struggling, please, your feelings are validated. You are supposed to feel like that. There's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, can we make the effort of how, we prepare everything for our babies before pregnancy, right? The room, the color of the blankets, the cradle. Can we also prepare our postpartum recovery journey? Can we prep? Which coach will we go to? What kind of clothes will we buy? Can we have our meal prepped just for our own body's recovery and thank our body and then move on to version 2?
As a new mom, you're battling so many changes. Taking care of the baby, new routine, accepting your new body. So for a mom who is sleep deprived and exhausted, what is the first realistic step into fitness?
I love this question, okay, because that's how my clients come to me, yeah. You know, whatever they're saying, they come from a set of information that has been fed to them from society. But I ask them the next question, how do you feel? Okay, I understand how do you want to look, but how do you feel? Do you feel weak? Is your core strong? Do you have aches and pains? So then they start telling me, okay, how they feel. Okay, if you want to build a skyscraper, the foundation has to be double the depth, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll start building foundation. I promise you we'll get where you want to, but we cannot build it on a weak foundation. So that's where the shift happens. So it's always a mind shift. Second, it's accountability, right? So we have to understand what we work on their terms, right? So if they feel that, okay, this is the time that I have, 30 minutes in a day, we will customize it accordingly. The third is we never negate fat loss. We say, okay, that's your goal, but you're also a breastfeeding mother. So you actually need extra calories. So is that your focus? Mostly they'll say yes. So, okay, let's be patient. Let's make sure that you have your foundations ready. Let's work on your muscular strength from the inside. So your muscles are ready to look toned the moment we start cutting on the fat. After 6 months, if you've stopped breastfeeding or you're on a mix of formula and feeding, then we'll start on your fat loss journey. But at the same time, we don't go rigorous on calorie counting. We teach the skill. We don't go rigorous on, okay, protein, but we teach them why it is important. How much should you have in every meal? And they become so open to it because it doesn't become one more chore. They don't have the time for it. But they're like, oh, this is interesting. I can work with it. I don't have to have, this crazy barley water in the morning and then another. It's doable.
So I guess taking it step by step and sort of conditioning your body before getting into the actual fat loss program.
Yeah, absolutely. Basics first, boring basics first. Foundations first. Fat loss is a side effect. It will happen. But you go into fat loss first. You start some crazy workouts, HIIT, and then you'll end up with, I've had women who've come to me with umbilical hernia, urinary incontinence, diastasis recti worsening because they didn't have foundation, but they've lost weight. They have a flat belly, but they are facing with these problems, right? So what's the point? So have a strong foundations, do the boring basics, and that will happen.
अभी कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है, so many women, they are not used to working out or have never worked out before pregnancy. And after pregnancy, of course, so many changes happen in the body and they want to feel stronger again. Yes. They want to get back in shape. So someone who has never worked out before and want to start their fitness journey after pregnancy, how is the roadmap over there?
Okay, so I always break a myth for them. They want to look like how they were before, but they have to understand mostly these women would be in their late 20s or early 30s and, life has been on their side. But thing is that, see your body, I'll give your example, right? You've been working out much before pregnancy, both the times. You worked out during pregnancy. So if people think you've bounced back or snapped back, it's not the case. Your body remembered. It had muscle memory. So when you even gave it a little bit of input post-pregnancy, it remembered what to do and your recovery definitely was faster because of your hard work much before pregnancy and during pregnancy. Now, unfortunately, some women who've not been working out, they think they'll have the same recovery, but they have to understand that their body went through crazy stuff. They didn't have enough muscle mass before or endurance before. Now, because they have been depleted, they're starting again, remember, from -10. And now, with age, their muscle mass is also reduced. If they want to look like how they were, that is not possible as fast as someone like you who had been working out. So what is your fitness level before pregnancy and during pregnancy will matter for your post-pregnancy recovery and the speed in which you recover.
There is so much obsession with how the body looks, losing weight. You think इस चक्कर में mental side, the mental recovery is overlooked?
Yeah. See, we've been told by the patriarchal society that shrink your body, and that's why shrink your needs, shrink your feelings, but take space. You just give birth. Yes, you are this, but take space. You brought alive. You made sure that humanity lives, takes space. Once we get into that mindset that we've done this amazing, no man can do, yeah? Can they even sustain period pain? Forget childbirth. I truly believe physically we are the stronger sex, Mentally, absolutely. See, when we come into the gym or we, work with the coach, we get into a workout, we are simply not showing up alone. We are showing up with exhaustion on our shoulders, guilt on our shoulders, the feeling that insecurity about our body, all that is with our shoulders and we are showing up. So the hardest part is not getting that squat in the gym. The hardest part is just showing up with all that mental load. But I would still encourage my women to show up for yourself, because the way that you'll feel after is going to do wonders for your mental health. Second, we lose our identity. We cannot recognize ourselves. Third, the pressure. Imagine, Zahra, if there was no pressure of this bounce back, if this was celebrated, if there were parties for postpartum bodies, would we feel like this? Can't we not do that? Like, oh, you have a C-section scar. Oh, you had a vaginal delivery. Oh my God, let's celebrate that,
I guess rather than having baby showers, we should have postpartum body parties.
Oh my God, this is a great idea. Let's do it.
We have something brewing on.
Yeah.
But, एक बहुत important चीज़ during your postpartum fitness is the support of your family and the support of your spouse.
Yes.
Normal fitness still आप अकेले कर लोगे. It's your solo journey. But when you're a mother and when you're a new mother, you require a lot of support from your spouse. Literally, I had told my husband that I need this 1 year for myself. That means that when I call you that I need to go to the gym, please be there to substitute for me, to take care of the kids. And he said, done. And that's one thing which really helped me, because I could go and give that 1.5 hour to myself. What is your thought process in this? How can husbands or partners help a new mom in their healing journey?
Yeah, you had mentioned that some women or mothers may lack motivation, but I truly feel that they lack support. Everyone has motivation, but support is missing in many families, and it becomes so negative sometimes, where the husband or the partner is pushing the women or ridiculing the women in educated families that why haven't you lost weight yet? And both of them may have joined a coach or the gym together, and the husband may be, working on his fitness goals, but the mother or the wife isn't reaching those same body structure, composition, and they start comparing, the husband starts comparing that you're not working enough. And that's what makes me so angry, that how can you even compare, First of all, you just have one hormone. We are going through these cycles every month. Second, you're a new mother who has these responsibilities of nurturing another human. And literally, I met a very famous gynecologist. She's very funny. She's very fun. She's like, babies are like parasites, They literally are, when you're feeding the baby or even inside, they're sucking everything out of you, right? So you have to replenish your calories accordingly or your food intake accordingly. So I believe that partners or the family should take over some of these unconscious mental loads. So it's not about just getting up in the night. That's a given, you pump your milk and feed or formula, whatever it is at night. Let the mother sleep. Second is doctor's appointments. It becomes like the default work of the woman to keep track of everything, when the vaccination will happen, when the medicine has to be given. Take over these mundane tasks from the woman's mind. She has enough things to worry about. And these are simple things that no one thinks about, right? Third is you want to eat. I do not want to go into the kitchen when I have been taking care of the baby in the morning and now start preparing food. Some women don't even have cooks. Why can't the man, at least prep the food, chop the vegetables and keep it? I'm just talking about, regular families, right? The fourth one I always tell my friends' husbands is that instead of doing everything for the baby, the family is gifting them, the new clothes and bottles and diapers, you gift your woman a nice package of a fitness program. Why can't you do that, right? And the fifth one, I always tell my women, like you said, ask for your time.
I'm going to ask you another question.
Yes,
on that note.
Yes.
Another common problem which new moms have is I do not have the time to work out, and rightfully so.
Valid.
सबके family setup different होता है. So let's make fitness sustainable for everyone,
Always.
Especially with a baby at home.
Mom.Bod.Strong's goal, sustainable, easy.
So if a new mom has only 15 minutes in a day, how should her fitness plan look like?
I would ask her to start off with the breath work that I teach in my program. It helps you to connect with your core, abdominal muscles and pelvic floor. It also helps you deal with anxiety. Then I would ask them to get down on the floor, open a yoga mat or just on the floor or the bed, and start with some beautiful core connects. You could do some simple stuff like heel slides, dead bugs. I would then work on their glutes, so 2 minutes of glute bridges. You complete one round of each of these. You can also put in things like a pelvic tilt if you don't have time to do some fancy dead bugs and stuff. So it could start off with breath work, get on the floor, pelvic tilts. Third could be your glute bridges. Fourth could be, if you have time, something like a bird dog reach or dead bugs. Fifth would be mobility. So I would always end my session with a nice cat-cow. I would end it with something like a child's pose. I would make sure that I do a few last, it's one of the most beautiful stretches that would open up your spine. It's called spinal roll down. So you just you stand up tall, you bring your chin to your chest, and you think of rolling down one vertebra at a time. You try to reach your hands to your feet. If it doesn't touch, it's okay. It's not about touching the feet. And then you roll up, literally like you hang like a puppet, right? And then you again roll up again as if someone is pulling you up like a puppet, and you open up your vertebras one at a time, and your chin comes up last. Oh my God. You don't even need 15 minutes. I tell my clients, you take 7 to 10 minutes and you're sorted on the days that you don't have time. Where's the time for 1 hour workouts, yeah? So in my programs, my workouts are created for just 30 minutes. It's all pre-recorded, number of sets, number of reps. I teach them the technique in a one-on-one session and then do it on their own. It's a skill. But if you don't even have that much time, this is enough. You have 10 minutes, get in a movement snack. And then go have a snack.
I love that term, movement snack. Yeah. And what I can sense is do simple and doable things.
I never make it flowery, okay? But it works. And it works so beautiful. So get the boring stuff and move on.
Sucheta, we are in a world of social media. Yeah. And हम celebrity moms को देखते हैं. And they sort of snap back in their old selves, and that puts a lot of
pressure,
unwanted pressure on us. You have worked with celebrities like Gauri Khan, Neha Dhupia, Yami Gautam. What advice you gave to these women which might help us as well?
See, first of all, if we compare with celebrities, understand they work very hard on their bodies. Okay, so they are like working as athletes, I would say, as hard as them, or even close before their pregnancies, right? So if you see them snap back in any way, again, it's not snapping back. It's just like you worked on their bodies remembered what to do. So when they gave in their effort post-pregnancy, the body started to heal faster. So we can't compare. Second, they have a team. It's their job to look like that. So they work their asses off, if I have to say, literally, So they have the nutritionist team, they have someone who's a pre-postnatal specialist, they have someone who's working on their strength, they have someone to prepare their meals. It is their job. They spend a considerable amount of their money on it. I know I've trained celebrities. I know they will pay a lot to their coaches because it's their job. How can we compare? Can we give 3 hours to ourselves on just our fitness goals? We cannot. So the results will not come as fast as them. But can we give 30 minutes? Yes. So if you see a celebrity coming back to what they were in 6 months, they must have given 6 hours every day Now, you're only giving 30 minutes, so at least give yourself a year, 2 years. It took me 2 years to feel myself again. We cannot compare ourselves with anyone else's life. Our body was different from anyone else's. Our pregnancy journey was different. Our birth story was different. Absolutely. And right now, our situation is different from anyone else. It's very important, Zahra, that we show the reality as regular women, because we are just creating a very, very toxic world for our women otherwise. And we have a responsibility. We have a voice. Yeah. And I feel we are doing our bit.
Yeah, we're doing our best in our capacity. I really feel.
And even if one woman feels empowered with it, hamara job is done.
And there's one more thought process which I have. That motherhood is actually not an excuse to not take care of your health. In fact, it is all the more a reason to be healthy, because you have brought this tiny human into the world, and now you have to take care of your baby and your family. And reasons होते हैं, but अगर वो reasons का आप solution नहीं निकालो तो excuse बन जाते हैं. What would you say is the most powerful change a woman can see if she invests in her health post-pregnancy?
I always tell this to my women in motherhood is, what would you choose? Would you choose a flat belly, you've lost all the fat, but you're unable to pick up your 5-year-old son, you still have aches and pains? Or would you choose, yes, flat belly and fat loss, but one of the strongest bodies where you can not only pick up your son, but the son's friend also and run around. And not only that, not only when your son is 5-year-old, but when your grandson is 5-year-old. I always say, what is the biggest fear that a human has is lack of independence. At the age of 80, 85, I don't want to be in a wheelchair like how we see some of our grandparents, right? In the airport being pushed onto the airplane. I still want to be walking up the airplane, putting my luggage up at 80, 85, 90, traveling the world. So it doesn't change just because it's motherhood. You still want your son to look up or your daughter to look up to you and say, hey, my mommy the strongest. Today, I'm sure it happens with your kids. My son does deadlifts. He has 2 cute dumbbells, one pink and one green. And it's like at 9 o'clock at night when I'm super sleepy, Mama, let's exercise, let's do deadlifts. And he does it with proper posture. I'm like, oh. And I've never taught him. I have never told him, come and do this. But he's learning just by watching. That, I would say, is a legacy, right? I'm leaving my kids. It's not some jaidad that I'll be leaving. But definitely I'll be leaving a legacy of fitness. So I would say that would be the best motivation for any new mom or mother as such to get into fitness and not make anything an excuse.
That is so beautifully put. I guess that's the best gift we can give ourselves and our kids. Wow. So the questions are over. The podcast isn't over yet. We are moving on to a fun segment which is called Quick 10 with Zahra. I'll ask you 10 questions. You have to answer them rapidly.
I'm a little nervous now, but let's go.
I'm sure you'll do a good job. Let's start. Strength or stamina? What's your thing?
What? Both. Strength to pick up your kids and then run with them needs endurance.
One movement you swear by for moms?
Glute bridges, like the ultimate one.
What's more important, sleep or stretching?
Nothing without sleep. Kitna bhi aap stretch kar lo, if you're not sleeping, nothing's going to happen to your body. So sleep.
A workout trend you just don't get?
Extreme HIIT. If your body doesn't have the foundations and you go straight to that, that's the worst thing you'll be doing for your body.
Most common myth people have about postpartum fitness?
That you'll bounce back.
Celebrity mom you think nailed her postpartum comeback in a healthy way?
I would say someone who would realistically come back. I love Kareena Kapoor because she's been so real about it. She's embraced it. She's working on her fitness, but she's still showing that she has that extra fat, and she's so relatable. And of course, Amelia Reddy.
One thing women should stop doing to bounce back faster.
Stop comparing. Your journey is very unique.
Postpartum self-care routine in 3 words.
Breath work. Making sure that you are eating what your body needs and what your soul needs, and really, really thanking your body.
Your personal fitness motto.
My personal fitness mantra is that I really want to show up for myself in the world. I want to have my energy and confidence at the top. I'm 43 and I understand that, with age, things start declining. And I want to make sure that I embrace my age, but at the same time, I feel my fittest ever, even when I was 23 or 33, but even when I go to 53, I should feel much stronger than when I was at 43. So my mantra for fitness is, what is my true reason? Is showing up for myself.
And the last one message you'll shout from the rooftops to every new mom.
A strong mom creates a stronger family. So take care of yourself first.
And on that note, it's a wrap on the podcast. Thank you so much, Sucheta, for telling us how you can embrace the postpartum fitness journey and not make it stressful.
Thank you so much for having me and the opportunity to really ensure that the message goes in the right way. I appreciate it. And you're a rock star.
Thank you. I guess we all are.